whole bunch of new quests, it would seem. Then I give her some chocolate. That's the plan. You unleash Satan. I am definitely not in the same place I just was. Days of healing. It's difficult to be sure. Don't do drugs. Don't. They're not good for you. This guy, Merch, look at this guy. He has like tentacles coming out of his head and hands. Oh. Oops. I accidentally hit spacebar, which pauses the game. Oh. See, this is the Mass Effect coming out. I hit it with the intent to dodge roll. Okay. So we've got weakness. Let's do that.
Of course.
And then let's do this. Oops. Okay, now probably shouldn't just stand there getting hit by the wisp. Probably not the best idea. Your fantasy's coming true. So merch, to top it off, I'll give you a little backstory on that statue. That statue with the tentacle arms, where'd it go? I mean, that man has a daughter, and she is a barista, and she is super awesome. Hello everybody, how are you guys doing today? I hope all is well with you. We're gonna jump right back into some Dragon Age. Because I've had a wonderful adventure today, and I want to have a much better adventure. If it will let me. Hello, Dragon Age. So let's see what's going on there. That's weird. Boop, 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 boop. Well, maybe I have to restart Dragon Age. Let's see. Oh, hi, Pumpkin. Hey, Pete. How are you doing today? I hope all is well with you. It did break. I'm sorry for that. I am working on fixing it, but I don't know why. Give the kitty kisses? Right now, she's super happy. Oh, she's giving me kisses now. It won't let me close the game. Ah. Okay, let's see here. Let's do this. This, maybe? Oh, there we go. It closed the game. Now let's relaunch it. Your cat kisses your ear? Pumpkin, we're gonna play some Dragon Age, okay? She, like, never lets you go? Ow, 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 kitten. Your claws are stuck in my sweater. What? You'd probably spend way too— no such thing as spending way too much time with your cat, Merch. There we go. It's not frozen anymore. Boop! Pumpkin says I'm not allowed to do anything but love her. She does say that. She has been known to say that before. You have an orange cat beside you as well? That's awesome, Pete. Orange cats are the best. Hope Data didn't hear that. 'Cause he'd be like, no, black cats. And he's not completely wrong either. There we go. One day, Merch, you can have all the cats. Except for mine. I forget what I was doing. You think fluffy cats are the best? See, I actually like Data. He doesn't have very long fur, and that works very well for me. Ooh, sparkles. Take all. Supposed to go meet someone higher up. Right. Right. The teacher guy. Ow, ow, claws. Claws, kitten. Where do you suppose he is?
Well, all right.
I hear people whispering.
As you desire.
Hey, did you hear about that apprentice?
Mouse the betrayer.
Yes, is there something you need?
That's a big door.
Yes, it is. Do you need something, or are you just here to state the obvious?
What's it there?
Well, then, it's not very interesting. Mostly farms, the occasional river.
I should
Make
get
a small
going.
fortune on
He
it.
doesn't seem too happy about me. Maybe check the map? So plot points are that. Map pins are X. That's an exit. Okay. They're having sex? Do I like mages or warriors? I like mages. I'm always big into the magic. This... That map sucks. That's right, Merch. First time. And Pete.
Did you hear? Hear what? I heard they said
I know a very little bit about the beginning of the game-ish, but I don't remember it really well. And I've never really played beyond the beginning. So...
That's what I hear anyway.
He was talking about blood magic. I don't know what that is. But it's probably not good. Are those the bathrooms? That's a little bit gross. Ah. Blood magic sounds fun. Sounds like bloodbending from Airbender? From Avatar? Yeah, that wasn't cool though. That was like very evil. Am I getting gear? Oh! Oh, no. No. That is not a happy hat. That's okay, though. That hat is horrible. It is a pretty horrible hat. I'll only put it on if I need to. If I get into like a fight or something. Oh. Don't know where I'm going. It's not possible to pick. Okay, well this is clearly not the way. Minus 10 out of 10 for the hat. I'm going into the Chamber of Secrets. Well, I mean, it could be. I don't think this is Hogwarts, but I've been wrong before.
With your will. Keep the flames steady. We don't want it
You got
sputtering and
lost here as
leaking
well,
about.
Pete?
That's what causes most of the injuries.
Injuries? But...
Steady. It reacts to your emotions. If you panic, it will... No. Breathe.
Ow, ow,
You know,
ow,
in my
ow,
experience,
ow,
flint and tinder works just as well. Maybe we should start with that.
ow. She has sharp claws. Okay, let's see here. Where am I going?
You remember what the Chantry says about magic?
Magic must serve man, and
They're
not
little
rule over him.
kids.
Very good. And what do you think that means? Can anyone tell me?
Hey!
No, that's not what it means.
It means that magic should be used to help people, but we can't use our magic to force people
It
to
could
do
be
what we
connected
want.
to Hogwarts?
That's
Yeah, it
right.
could
We
be.
should not abuse the gift the Maker has given us.
Dude is gonna die one day. He's definitely not ready for combat. He's... Unless you're going like kamikaze mage.
all my power
They're-
behind that spell, you
They're
will
using a lot of fire in what looks like a library. There's a lot of books. Aren't they afraid of it burning?
Demon with your will wavering so it would consume you. Is that what you want?
No?
Then stand firm and know you can resist.
Why are
whatever
all these mages so afraid of magic? I could talk to these people.
Congratulations on your test.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. That child will later become a betrayer. Probably fake on purpose. Magical books. Oh. I recognize him. His name.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My
He's like an
name is Elaine.
Elcor.
How may I assist you?
What is the
The
stockroom
stockroom
for?
stores components used in magical and alchemical experiments. Do you require something?
I'll find out why they're afraid. Good. Are you really a
I
tranquil
voluntarily
mage?
submitted to the rite of tranquility. I was unwilling to undergo the harrowing. I find this state agreeable.
He's a husk of a person? So he's not like an Elcor where he just can't really express emotion? Is that what that's the tranquility. That's I just read it. That's what that is, right? Like he basically becomes boring, like ultra boring. You
I
actually
see the
like
world
being
with
this way?
clarity. I remember the days when my mind was filled with inconvenient and seething emotions. Now things are simple.
Poor Owain, free him? How do I free him? Is that a thing I can actually do?
It is difficult to describe. I would perhaps compare it to being
He's
plunged
dead
into
inside
a pool
like a
of ice-cold
robot?
water.
So what
I was ordered
happened?
to never speak of it. I cannot
Fair
go
enough.
against the Circle's wishes.
I'm not gonna say now he's no longer a person. That's mean. He's a
Very
person,
well. Goodbye.
despite being super boring. Right. Poor dude's been tortured and mind controlled in order to think what they've done to him is fine. Murder all of the mages? Seeing as how I'm a mage,
Is there something you need?
Oh, she
You must
does-
speak to Owain.
she doesn't
Is there
sound so
something you
boring.
need? You must speak to Owain.
Good day to you.
He sounds boring.
Good day.
Good day. They're so polite. The order requests blood. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. I don't believe we've met. Are you new to the Circle?
I don't think so. You might remember me as an
I'm sorry.
apprentice.
There are so many of you, and I get confused. Not to mention, these old eyes are starting to go.
Oh no, that's not good. Everyone makes
You're
mistakes.
too kind. I'm old and about to fall apart. Nothing in the world can fix that.
You should rest more, not be in the library. That one.
But I enjoy the library.
Okay, okay.
These books, they're old friends of mine. And it's quiet.
He's such a
At my
romantic.
age, you'll appreciate the quiet. Anyway, did you need something?
You would totally go rogue in this game? Or, whoa, I read 2 lines there. You would go warrior merch? And Pete would go rogue. Okay. Hey Dukansk, how are you doing? Hope all is well with you.
I'm not good at talking. Too much chatter makes my head throb. Don't you have lessons to get to? Shoo!
Yeah, I imagine rogue would be like an assassin or a thief. Looking around. It's a pretty big, like... It's a pretty big library slash school. Oh, is that a kid?
You need something. If not, step back. You're in my light.
Well, that's kind of jerkish. Your
I'm
light?
trying to study. Have some consideration for a fellow mage.
I'm just
Are you
happy to see
surprised?
another elf.
We are probably more attuned to magic than humans are. Or at least our ancestors must have been. With
Blood.
most of our history lost, I suppose I'll never really know. Maybe the Dalish elves would, but I've never met one.
You love being an assassin slash thief? Never mind, you'd go rogue. See, I'm always bad at that.
They live in the wilderness.
Like,
traveling
being
where
like
they will.
the sneaky class,
heard they
I am
keep
the
the old
worst
beliefs
at being
alive.
sneaky. So much of your personal favorites? That's awesome, Dukansk.
As do I. Perhaps
I
one
wish
day I'll
I
have
knew
the chance to learn it.
the old
Are you
language.
from an alienage? I'm from a farm outside Highever. My mother worked as the cook's assistant there.
I don't actually know where I'm from.
They must have taken you away when you were very young.
They
I
did.
suppose it doesn't matter where we're from, does it? We're in the circle now.
Suppose that makes us
I
luckier.
am satisfied knowing the humans who look down upon me will fear me instead. But I should get back to my books.
He's got a little bit of power lust going on.
Good day.
That looks like a fish. Can I zoom in? I can't zoom in more than that. Oh, but I can definitely zoom out. That looks like a fish on the plate. A really gross dead fish. Hey Tio, how are you doing? Hope all is well with you. It's been a while. That book is legit huge. It is.
I think someone's here to speak to you, Senior Torren.
I guess I'm here to
Hello.
speak to this guy.
Congratulations on your harrowing last night. Good work.
Thank you. What were you talking about earlier?
The fraternities of the Enchanters. You probably haven't heard of them. It's best not to get tangled up in circle politics.
You could sleep on the
More trouble
book?
than it's worth, really.
Okay, so tell me more about these
They're found
fraternities.
in all circles throughout Thedas. Groups of enchanters who hold similar
You did get a
viewpoints
hello
who band
merch.
together to make their voices heard.
And if
The
you
most
didn't, I'm
influential
sorry.
fraternity are the
Hi,
Equitarians.
merch. Hope all
Their
is well with
monarchs
you.
believe in a code of conduct that all mages should adhere to. Then there are the Chantry apologists, the loyalists. The Chantry says something and they follow it to the letter. The Lucrosians just want to make money. And the isolationists would like us all to be hermits and live on an island. Then, of course, there are the libertarians. They want more power for the circle, more autonomy.
You opened your big mouth because Twitch didn't stop to buffer yet? Watching the stream was unbearable? Oh no! Twitch issue comes and goes. Yeah. Okay, hearts everybody! Hearts everybody and hellos, and I hope all is well. Isn't that a good thing?
And that's what they would say. Mages have enough opposition from the outside without tearing our circles apart with infighting. But what can you do?
Giving up
An
doesn't help
idealist, I see.
anyone.
Well, if you're going to change the world, you should get started immediately. Lots of world to cover.
I'm on it. Oh, I can click on this. Can I click on all of these?
Of course.
Well, geez, I didn't know that. I don't think I saw any other ones that I could click on. Oh, look at
As you
look at
desire.
this. Locked item. You encountered a locked object. The shelf?
So I shall.
That's weird.
Of course.
Your hands are cold, Merch? My hands were cold all day. Up until basically like I got home. Then it got a little bit better. I just noticed he's not sitting on his chair. he's a little bit missing the chair. Did you miss any kind of victory or shame food stuff for Dark Souls 2 and Demon Souls? I haven't finished Demon Souls yet. I did finish Dark Souls 2. I don't think I in particular had any celebratory foods for Dark Souls 2. I just had general celebrations all together. And I'm still working on Demon Souls. I'm not that far into it yet, I don't think. Dark Souls did have victory cookies.
As you desire.
But we've been really busy, so Kristen hasn't had time, KT Cat hasn't had time to make me victory cookies. I also didn't get any victory cookies for beating the Mass Effect games.
Oh, excuse me, I didn't hear you come in.
That's because I'm sneaky, like
I'm
a
sorry,
rogue.
I'm terribly busy right now. I have to prepare the room before the Grey Warden is done at his meeting with Irving.
There's a Grey Warden
Yes,
here?
Duncan, his name is.
Duncan.
He must be here to talk
Like
to
the
Irving
donuts?
about something important. You know, I almost became a Grey Warden once.
You could find million extra bosses in this game? That's perfect. I think I have all of the DLC for this one, so there's probably a lot of bosses. Notebook case should be empty in a giant library.
There were several of us chosen, though the Grey Wardens only wanted one recruit. They only ever have one mage, you see. I think they thought I was the best candidate, but I was young
Merch,
and
it's not
foolish,
the victory
and I said I
cookie's
wasn't
not in the VOD. You'll
interested.
have to look
They picked
on
someone else instead,
YouTube.
and that was that.
You'll have to
I've
look on
regretted it ever
YouTube to find
well, I
the
should get
victory
back to my
cookie
work.
video. There are actually 2 victory cookies. They are quite delicious. Lots of sugar. Lots and lots of sugar. Go have celebratory pasta night with Cat? Yeah, I could do that. I could dig pasta night. Pasta and I get along very well.
Of course.
Take all. LeGasp, her real name. I've said her real name on stream before. I'm pretty sure I've also said my real name on stream before. But if you're following me on Twitter, you all know my real name.
Ah, there you are. You are to be moved out of the apprentices' dormitory, and these are to be your new
He's
quarters.
teabagging a
The
ghost
Crown Court
only
will move
he
your
can
belongings
see.
this afternoon. Go on, make yourself
Become the Grey Warden? I don't know if I can. I don't even really know what that is.
Everyone's so happy for you.
Everyone is so happy for me. Dunkin' Donuts aren't that good? I don't know. When I lived in Montreal, there was a bunch of Dunkin' Donuts around, but there aren't any here, so it's been a really long time since I've actually been to one. But actually, no, that's not entirely true. I was in Boston a while ago, and there was Dunkin' Donuts there. We went there for breakfast. That was actually pretty good. I think we went there twice.
I should have been
There
sent to help
was
the King's
there
army.
was a
My
giant
flag being stuck
cupcake.
here while
A
something
giant
big is
cupcake
happening.
with a boatload of icing. There was that. That might have... Did I get that at the end of Dark Souls 2? I might have gotten that near the end of Dark Souls 2, so maybe that was my victory cupcake. That might be it. Sorry, since you're at a loop. That's okay, Tio. It has been a while. The job is going pretty good. It's keeping me very, very busy because it's very different than what I'm used to. But I have been enjoying it.
Hello. I'm glad to see your harrowing went smoothly.
So like, I've had to do things like radio interviews, which is just crazy. Had to do, what else did I have to do? I had to do, like a big presentation in front of 60 people. Also, I didn't see the notifications or hear the noise, but thank you, Yuki Pie, for following me, and Haggis Dragon, thank you so much. Hope all is well with you guys. Hope you are also enjoying the stream. Hello, Cullen.
They picked me as the Templar to strike the killing blow if you became an abomination.
Oh, right, that's right, Merch. Thank you.
Nothing personal.
Welcome to our program, both
I'm just
Haggis
glad
Dragon
you're
and
all right,
Yuki Pie.
man.
With you, we are one step closer to solving our syntax error. You bet it's just a warden, but it's just an old guy. It's just an old warden. I start stream so late for you? Nay, but yay. I'm sorry, Dukansk. My job has gotten in the way, but I am working on my schedule, which unfortunately got a little bit derailed tonight. But what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing Thursday and Fridays, I'm going to be doing 7 to 10, so 3 hours on those 2 days. And then Saturdays, I'm doing a stream in the morning, I think from like 10 or 11 to 4, I think. I would have to check my calendar on that one. And then on Sundays, I'm going to be doing a slightly longer stream from like 12 to 8 or something like that. Again, I have to check my calendar. Hopefully that works out. Always on top even though you messed up a few times. That you are, Merch. That you are. Would you really have struck me down?
I would have felt terrible about it. But I serve the Chantry and the Maker, and I will do as I am
Thank you,
commanded.
Tio. I am having fun, and although it kind of sucks because I do really enjoy streaming, I would probably just stream all the time if I didn't need to work. But I am having a lot of fun. I'm like going over curriculum and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I'm very excited to actually start teaching, which I don't do until April. I shouldn't distract you from your duties.
Oh, you're not distracting? I mean, you are, but...
Ooh.
Well, you're not. I mean, you can talk to me anytime if you want. Yes. Maybe we can talk another time.
You're not distracting. I mean, you are, but... The old streams were for hours, but it's good to see you have fun at my new job. Also get the money so we can see. That's right. The old streams I had all day, right? I didn't have to be anywhere but streaming, so it was a lot easier to stream more. But I am gonna be streaming for a good chunk of time on the weekends. That's how I'm trying to make up for it. Is by streaming a little bit more on the weekends. He wants the V? Poor Cullen. I want the V too. Boo-ba-da-boo-ba-da-boo. As long as I don't overdo myself, you're fine whenever I'm able to stream. Thank you, Merch.
Ah, it's great to see you. It's always
Unless
sad
it's
when
like
an
1
apprentice
a.m. for
fails
you.
the harrowing.
Let's all achieve the V.
I'd avoid Leora if I were you. She's been rather testy lately.
Why?
Who knows? I'm not going to ask her why she's irritable. Women hate those kind of quizzes.
2 a.m. Woo! Is it 2 a.m. for you, Dukansk? I didn't think... What time is it? I didn't think you were that far ahead.
Oh,
You're
it's
thinking
you.
celebratory
Irving's
popcorn
looking
is in
for you.
order? That's not a bad idea. If KT were home, I would get her to make me popcorn. But she isn't, so... And I don't know how to use our popcorn machine. I mean, like, I sort of do. I know the gist of it. But every time I do, it doesn't work.
You're not going to keep the first enchanter waiting, are you?
Ah, this is infuriating. Another batch destroyed. Say, have you seen Owain? Is he in the stockroom?
I mean, it could be pretty funny to watch a sleepy elegant trying to play Demon Souls. It wouldn't work out, though. Like, it would just be like, whoa. Get popcorn with guilty fries? I don't know why. I can check here. My notifications did work, but they're not lately. But I do see that, Dukansk. Thank you so much for that donation. I do have a window here, but it's not dinging. I don't know why it's not dinging. Yay, origins of a dragon in an age. It's also not sending out emails. That's really weird. 1 second. Let me click a button. See if that helps. See, I changed a little bit of how my overlays work. So I used to have a graphic on them so that I could see when it loaded properly, but I don't currently have that graphic anymore. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But thank you so much, Dukansk. I do really appreciate that, and that will go to further the quality of my stream. And also, maybe one day enable me to stream significantly more. Any news on the cafe idea? That's where KT is right now. It's open. It's open and running. It has been almost 2 weeks now that it has been open, and it's doing really well. We need a message for when someone donates. We should come up with something, guys. She didn't hire you. Well, Tio, did you apply? And also, do you have reliable transportation to the cafe every day? that? Was that maybe a ding? No, that wasn't a ding. Okay. Yes, I just spoke to Owain. I almost forgot what I was doing.
I hope he still has some cinnabar lying around. When I asked last week, he said he was running out.
Running out. No, but did you send her your resume? And also, you would have also had to be there for an interview. But it is a lot of fun. It's really like, the food they have is really good. Probably some of my favorite food. Hey, this is...
Welcome to the Circle stockroom
This is
of
that
magical
side.
items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
What can I
The
buy
stockroom
here?
is not a shop. Your mentor should have clarified this. The stockroom stores components used
I'm
in magical
sorry.
and alchemical experiments. Do you require something?
That part would be a problem. You do
Very well.
unfortunately
Goodbye.
need to be here and also be legally allowed to work here for her to hire you. I'm not sure what the specifics on legally allowed here to work are. I know being a resident or having some paperwork of some sort.
Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker.
Merch, we're not sacrificing blood for the mages. That's usually like evil magic. Let's stay
Blessed are the
silent. Let's
penitents
not
who seek
interrupt
his
her.
return. Blessed is the prophetess, purified by flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our contrition. So let it be. Oh, I didn't see you there.
You didn't? That's because
I
your
recite
head
the
was
Maker's
like
blessings
this.
every day. It brings me peace in troubled times.
Ba-ba-da-ba. The first half of the message is really good, Merch. Blood for the blood god. Just stronger than you. Ah, the blood god. I should not interrupt your
all right then.
meditation.
I should go. My mentor only allows a few minutes each day for religious contemplation.
Okie dokie. Boop boop boo. Oh look, there's another one. Hello.
I heard about your harrowing. Congratulations. Andraste must have smiled upon you.
I assume Andraste is their god? Walking in circles. Well, let's try to keep it into like the whole syntax and like programmy theme. Cause like that's the first message is all like that, so try to keep it all themed together. Although I could also do something more flexible and have a variety of messages, couldn't I? I haven't really thought too much about that. Thanks, sheeple person. More money to convert everyone to non-feelers?
Many have
Oh.
already gone to Ostagar. Wynne, Aldred, and most of the senior mages.
I don't think any of you are sheeple persons.
Your own? Since when have you felt such kinship with the mages, Gregor? Or are you afraid to let the mages out from under Chantry supervision, where they can actually use their maker-given powers?
How dare you suggest?
Gentlemen, please. Irving, someone is here to see you.
You sent for me?
If it isn't our new sister in the circle. Come, child.
This is...
Yes, this
What is a sheeple?
Well,
a sheeple is one of the flock, a person going without any direction, who will be eaten by the wolves.
Where was I? Oh yes, this is Duncan of the Grey Wardens.
He doesn't look very old at all. I mean, older, but not very old. I was expecting, like, big gray beard, more like what Irving looks like. Or like, one of the older, like the old guys in Game of Thrones. You saw Goody Proctor dancing with the devil? Pleased to meet you.
Heard about the war brewing to the south, I expect. Duncan
Sure.
is recruiting mages.
Sure
to
I
join the
have.
King's
I've
army in
definitely heard
Ossipar.
about the war in the south. I know all about it. People are fighting. It's not very nice. They should stop. I would like to defend Ferelden.
Invading, we need all the help we can get, especially from the Circle.
Sheeple follow. Blue helmet head subscribe. Burn Duncan at the stake and take his place? No. No, Merch. He hasn't fought me yet. He hasn't proven to be evil. What do you mean?
The power you mages wield is an asset to any army.
Fair
Our
point.
spells are very effective against large groups of mindless darkspawn. I fear if
Take
we
his
don't
sword,
drive them
his
back,
armor.
we may see another blight.
And his beard?
Duncan,
I don't
you
really
worry
want his
the
beard.
Poor girl with talk of blights and darkspawn. This is a happy day for her.
It's a happy
We live
day
in
for me.
troubled times, my friend.
We should seize moments of levity, especially in troubled times. The harrowing is behind you. Your phylactery was sent to Denerim.
Actually,
You
yesterday
are
was a very
officially
happy
a
day for
mage
me.
Within the circle
I got
of
my
Magi.
nails did. Don't know. Can't really see them, but I got them did. Thank you, First
I'm sorry,
Enchanter.
What is this phylactery?
Blood is taken from all apprentices when they first come to
Everything but the beard and his underwear.
preserved in special vials.
They
So
they
they can
are
be hunted
pretty
if they turn
fabulous.
apostate.
Merch.
We have
They
few
are.
choices.
They're sparkly.
The gift of magic is looked upon with suspicion and fear. We must prove we are strong enough
We
to
are
handle
strong
our power
enough.
responsibly. You have done this. I present you with your robes, your staff, and a ring bearing the Circle's insignia. Wear them proudly, for you have earned them.
That's all I know. I'm not gonna say that's all I get. I just got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm glad to be
Goes
part of the
without
circle.
saying that you shall not discuss the harrowing with those who have not undergone the rite.
I know that.
Take your time to rest, or study in the library.
Wear them new robes
The
and
day
stuff
is
like a boss. I will. I hope the hat's not silly though. I will do
I
that.
will return to my quarters.
Would you be so kind as to escort Duncan back to his room, child?
If I can remember where it is, I'll do it. Sure.
The guest
It would be my
quarters are
pleasure.
on the east side of this floor, close to the library. Now, if you'll both excuse me, I
We
have
must talk
matters to
about how
discuss
Mouse
with
betrayed us,
Gregor.
but we're not allowed to talk about the harrowing. Also, I got me some new clothes. Mage robes, where does this go? Boop. Oh, it's purple. Is that all I got? I got a staff too. Boop. Yeah, that staff. There we go. Great beard on both of them. I want a new skirt. It didn't give... What's that? That's... Blood Dragon Plate? Why do I have that? Where did I get that? Ring. +1 magic. Don't know what any of those are for. That bit of blue is going to torture you? I know, right? Why wouldn't they give me another skirt? They're just like, here, have this top, but we're not giving you the matching bottoms. He's actually following me. Okay, I don't think I can go that way. Tio. I mean, sure, I looted a bunch of stuff, but who would have had that type of armor? Your room was one of these rooms, buddy. No. Not this one either.
Thank you for
There we
escorting
go.
me.
You're welcome. Wanna talk?
Is there something else I can do for you?
Gold and blue. They just don't match. That's all. They just don't match. How many mages have
When
joined
the king
your
sent
army?
out the call, the Circle of Ferelden sent only 7 mages to Ostagar.
Just
I
keep
asked
barging
King
into
Caelus's
every room
permission
until I
to
find the
come and
right
seek
one.
a greater
That was the
commitment to
plan.
Circle.
Well, it's that pale blue. If that was like a nice dark blue, it would work fairly well. It just not like that. Not like that. Why doesn't the king come
must
himself?
remain with the army. He is quite busy, after all.
Do you think
I
I
don't
could
know.
join the army?
Do you?
I doubt I would be allowed to
I
go.
sometimes wonder if the Chantry's many laws regarding magic are necessary. Darkspawn are a greater threat than blood mages, even abominations. It takes decades for the world to recover from a blight. I wish the Chantry could see that. We must stop at nothing to defeat
So the
Darkspawn.
Chantry is basically like the
Listen to
church,
me. An
right?
old
And
man's rantings
it's a
can't be very
leading
interesting.
government? Or a very influential aspect of government? Beard. I mean, that is a pretty fantastic beard. Like, as far as beards go, I'm not a fan, but like, yeah, that's a good looking beard. But having some gold, yes, definitely need some gold in the skirt. Like a dark blue with some gold design pattern on it would be fantastic. You barely pay attention to what the dude was saying? You're done with English? I learned much from what you said.
You are too kind.
So what's happening outside the
I
tower?
imagine you don't leave very often, do you?
Never. Never. Apprentices are not allowed to leave.
I am not a good source of news, I fear. I am preoccupied with the Darkspawn incursion.
Do you know anything about the Tranquil?
The
Can I
Magus,
save
whose
him?
connection to the Fade has been severed? Why do you ask?
Flirt with him? I mean, I'll be charming and whimsical with him, but he's not my type. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're not my type. Don't you think this is
Keeps
cruel?
them and those around them safe. Perhaps the sacrifice is worthwhile. I cannot say.
Can you tell me more about the Grey Wardens and
I'm intimately
Darkspawn?
familiar with these subjects, after all.
Charm the dude so hard that he doesn't even get mad when I betray him? Because I want one for myself to clean my house and do the laundry. That would be a good reason to have a Tranquil. Have there been many
A horde has
Darkspawn
formed within the
attacks?
Korkari Wilds in the south. If they are not stopped, they will strike north into the valley. We Grey Wardens believe that an archdemon is leading the horde.
That's not good. An
Darkspawn
archdemon,
do
you
attack
say?
the surface in ragtag bands, but archdemons are capable of rallying the Darkspawn, turning them into an unstoppable force. A horde of Darkspawn, a veritable army. It is dire news indeed. I fear this is what we will have to face.
Huh? A response? Oh, wait, no, okay. I understand, never mind. Caught up with the chat. I heard about Darkspawn sightings, but an entire
They usually
horde?
move around in small groups, but there are always more of them, lurking underground, biding their time.
Why are they arguing about the war? Thank you very much. I can't do an Elvis voice. Ooh la la, I have a persuade option. Gonna use my womanly charms on this fella.
Gregor serves the Chantry, and the relationship between the Chantry and mages has always been strained.
Okay,
You
Merch,
realize
I will
by
be
now
here.
that the Chantry merely tolerates magic? They watch only because they feel they must.
I don't see why
The
they just
Chantry
can't
believes
get
that
along.
A mage should fear his power. It was the pride of mages, they say, that brought the Darkspawn upon us in the first place. Any mages who join the King's army can unleash their full power on the Darkspawn. In fact, I'm counting on it. Gregor may be afraid of what will happen. What if the mages decide they no longer want to be governed by the Chantry?
I mean, it sounds like I don't really want to be governed by the Chantry as is, so... Wash hands. Very, very important. That's right. Super duper important. So what are your opinions on the matter?
We must defeat the Darkspawn, one way or another. My opinions end there.
So he doesn't particularly care. I'd like to talk more, but I have
Don't let
duties
me
to
keep you.
attend. Now, what those duties are, I'm not completely sure, but... Oh, hello.
I'm glad I caught up to you. Are you done talking with Irving?
Hello again,
I need
Jowen.
to talk to you. Do you remember what we discussed this morning?
Briefly? Why are you whispering? It looks very suspicious.
We should go somewhere else. I don't feel safe talking here.
Okay, okay. You're starting to worry me.
Troubled. I'll explain. Come with me, please.
Okay. Where are we going?
We should be safe here.
That's the praying lady, right? All right, what's going on?
I told you that I met a girl. This is Lily.
That's who you met? Oh my god, Lily, you're so nice. You better treat Jowen good. My condolences, Lily. I'm going for that one.
Very funny.
So what's this
Remember
all
I
about?
said that I didn't think they wanted to give me my harrowing? I know why. They're going to make me tranquil.
Well,
They'll
why are
take
they gonna
everything
do
I own
that?
from me. My dreams, hopes, fears, my love for Lily, all gone.
That sounds
They'll
terrible. Why are
extinguish
they
my
doing
humanity.
that?
I'll just be a husk, breathing and existing, but not truly living.
No, I saw husks in Mass Effect. They were kind of blue and glowy. They didn't like getting shot. So how did you find out about this?
Gregor's table. It authorized the right on Jowen, and Irving.
You washed your
signed it.
hands and now you have a pear? Pears are really tasty. Or they can be anyways. So why would they do this to you?
Rumor about me. People think I'm a blood mage. They think that making me a circle mage will endanger everyone.
They think you're a blood mage. That's not very good. Are they right about that?
It's not.
Okay, good.
It's not
good.
safe here for me anymore. I need to escape. I need to destroy my phylactery. Without it, they can't track me down. We need your help. Lily and I can't do this on our own.
Give us your word that you will help, and we will tell you what we intend.
This is a little bit sketchy. I don't know if I should help them or not. I want to. I want to help him. And I mean, Lily's kind of cute. You feel like their betrayers burned them? They definitely sound a little bit suspicious, that's for sure. They definitely seem a little bit suspicious. No, you see, I'm an optimist. I'm going to assume they're good guys. You have my word, Lily.
We will never forget this.
So what do you intend to
You can get us
do?
into the repository, but there is a problem. There are 2 locks on the phylactery chamber door. The first enchanter and Knight
You
Commander
agree
each
with
hold
Theo
one
Merch? Of
key.
course.
But it is just a door. There is power enough in this place to destroy
If
all
they
of
betray
Varagon.
me, I will kill them.
It's a
At
door
this
to
moment, they
mages.
haven't done anything to upset me. What if it's a magical
We have no
door?
choice. We cannot get our hands on both keys.
Fair
I
enough.
once saw a rod of fire melt through a lock. You could get one from the stockroom, but Owain doesn't release such things to apprentices.
How would I get one of those rods from Owain? Let's not waste more time then.
One mage at the stockroom will attract less attention than a mage, an apprentice, and an initiate.
Last time we assumed something like that, we almost got trusted. We almost trusted that girl in Mass Effect 3 that sided with the clone ship. I mean... almost. When in doubt, disrobe all robes. Okay, Dukansk, but it's against Twitch terms of service, so I'll have to, like, turn off the cam. Stealing a rod doesn't sound good. You'd still lie well naked? So I have to do all the dirty work?
It would look suspicious.
Good luck.
Fair
Our
enough.
prayers go with you.
And I've been disrobed! She's got a really... Oops. She's got a good booty. The boots do not... So that blue part is part of the orange dress. What's with that? Mage Merchant Angel. Okay, now where? Now I'm going to, Buddy. How do I get out of here? I'm trapped. There we go. Okay, there's the door. Do these people know nothing of fashion? Clearly they don't. Hey, you.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
I need a fire rod, or rod of fire.
Rods of fire serve many purposes. Why do you wish to acquire this particular item?
I need the rod for my research into burning things. What can the rod be used for?
Some mages acquire them for their research. Others merely want to light fireplaces.
I anticipate having to light a fireplace.
I will set down that you require the rod to deal with the personal matter.
Thank you.
Here is the form, request for rod of fire. Have it signed and dated by a senior enchanter. I will release a rod to you once I have the signed form.
Okay, okay. I will be back shortly. You got popcorn crust on your shoulder and it eludes you how? Like here? Were you eating like this? Like... Or, yeah, it could be sentient popcorn. You might want to be careful. If it's living, breathing popcorn, I suspect you could have some problems. You also want a pointy branch? It's not really glued to my back. Look, there's like... It's floating behind me. There's like a good inch or two behind me that stick is floating. You hurt your finger. What did you do? Can you do the thing?
Hope you're having a good day.
I am, but I need to find somebody who can do the thing. Can you do the thing?
Ah, it's great to see you. It's
Oh,
always sad
she's
when
got
an
a thing.
apprentice failed. Yes?
Can you sign
Rod
this
of
form
Fire?
for me?
No, I'm not signing this. I don't know what you need it for, and I barely know you. Ask someone else.
What's at the door over
Leads to
there?
the Circle's cavern storerooms. There are caves running through the rock that the Circle is built upon. But of course, you know this.
You did genocide a lot of them? So it is possible? You just slammed your finger to your desk, so that might be it. That could, Merch, that slamming your finger into your desk does have a pretty good chance of leaving your finger in pain. You're a monster. You keep them in sealed plastic pack before you cook and kill them. Floaty pointy branch on back. Mind blown. She looks constipated. Can I look inside the cavern?
I can't let anyone in there just now.
Why not?
There are just things in there that I would prefer to keep safe.
You figured it would only have like a 5% chance? No, no, no. It's more like 95% chance, Merch. Keep safe. Aren't they
Yes,
stores meant to
but
be used?
I am in the midst of stock taking,
Ah.
checking inventory, and I can't let anyone in there in case they mess things up. Yes.
You don't think she lives a happy life? She seems a little bit stressed right now. So why are you here and not in there?
Taking a break.
Ah.
I hate the musty smell of caves, and ugh. Look, I'll tell you the truth. Just keep it to yourself. There is an infestation
She's also kind of pretty.
in the caves. I don't know how they got in there, but it's probably my fault. I was promoted
Question
to
this
senior
woman, how
enchanter
dare
less
she
than a
steal?
fortnight ago, and I don't want anyone to find out. They'll think I'm incompetent.
Well, maybe if you sign this paper, they won't find out. Do you need any help?
I could use some, I'm sure. I've been too busy with my new duties. I haven't been able to deal with the spiders.
She's stealing
you
drugs.
Need a senior enchanter to authorize your request for that rod. If you help me, I'll sign the form.
You, madam, have a deal. All right, I'll do it.
Here is the key. Oh, and be careful in there. I'd really like to keep the damage done to the Circle's property to a minimum.
Okay, okay. Let's go deal with some spiders. She's stealing drugs. Guilty conscience drug dealer confirmed. Take all.
And so I shall.
I got a new necklace in there. I wonder if fire resistance is better than willpower. At the moment, I will wait until I encounter something that's spitting fire. You've been trying a spider girl lately? Drug syntax confirmed. Smoking spiders? And you have to say spiders upset you? Let's go this way. You know, she's the Walter White of skooma dealing in the Circle. That's a Breaking Bad reference, right? I've only watched like, oh, hello. Let's do this. Stay away! Stay away, spider. That is one big spider. It was very hard looking up other spider girls, so I don't have to look at real spiders.
Well, all right.
Well, you could always draw that spider girl that was in Undertale. She had cups of tea. All you kept getting was like Spider-Man's daughter instead of part spider and part woman drawings. She's too cute. Okay, I see the circle. Oh, there it is.
It's a fight. How lovely.
Oh no, that's not good. Sucker. That spider's not got nearly as big of a spider butt as the other one did. You wanted something that seemed a bit creepy but sexy? You failed on the creepy part, but not the sexy part. Arachnophobia, great movie. Go with a Quelaag pick. Most would be Rule 34 probably. Oh, hello. Boop. Hey spider, not okay. I need like allies to help. See that one there's got a bigger look, that one's got a big butt and that one's got a skinny butt. That one also has bones. Sexy part was important. You know it is.
As you desire.
As I desire. Boo-boo-boo. Stop judging their butts. I can't help it. Sometimes you just gotta look at that booty. Buckle of the Wind. I wasn't wearing a belt, so, you know, that's good, I guess. Someone to cheat that spider. Need a couple of drinks before you spit your sticky stuff on. I mean, seriously, dinner and a movie first, at least. Or better yet, wait a couple of dates. And also, like, ask and get permission. Because, like, that could be very unpleasant. Not everyone can afford butt implants? No, that's true. Now I have, what's this? Level up. Okay. What are these? I don't want to be a blood mage, so arcane warrior. Specializations, character's base level granting stats. Can unlock through completing major plots, learning them from characters, or by finding rare tomes. Level 7 and 14. Well, I'm only level 2. Okay, so I get another one of these. I can either take more healing. I can take Paralyze. That would be good too. Okay. Healing. Another healing spell or Paralyze spell. What do you guys think? I'm leaning towards the Paralyze spell. Appreciate their butts. You slammed your finger again. Merch, quit slamming your finger. It's not good for you. I think I'm gonna go Paralyze. Healing sounds better? You sure? How do I undo it? Caster channels regenerative powers. Select ally, granting them short-term boost to mana or stamina regen. Oh, that's not healing, that's stamina, but that's good too. Yeah, that's good. That is good because then I can have more mana to cast more spells. Can't measure the success of your drawings by the number of fractures on your finger. Oh, a treasure chest. Hello, spider. Boop. This thing is... You're a healer by nature, so you're biased. Gotta remember... Oh, I should be paying attention, shouldn't I? Get off me, spider! That was horrifying. Whew. That was horrifying. I wasn't paying attention. Ah. I think I'm gonna go, like, I'm aiming to go down both of those trees really either way, so, although I do want to move this. I don't like that being there. I want healing spells to be over here. What's this? That's a skill. Okay. This can go over here. This can go here. No, that can stay there, actually. There, that works for me. Quick save is always a friend. Does this game have quick save? Is it F5? Oh, it is. Perfect. Oh, I got a new staff and new boots. Are they better than what I got? Let's check it out. +2 spell power. I assume that would be better? Maybe? I'm not completely sure. It's not quite as cool a staff, like it's metal and stuff, but... They're basically the same stat-wise, except +2 spell power and +1 magic. And where was the other thing? Well, those boots are better, just straight up. Straight up! Okay. Is that a person? Oh, hello! Hello! Hello, spider. Stay away, spider. Boom. What's this? How delightful. Hopefully you're okay. I guess you're not okay? I guess you're dead. Oh, there's a lot of spiders. That's a lot of spiders. No! Get away, you big, mean spiders. This one's heal. One spider down.
What's this? Now this should be amusing.
Azeroth, Metreon, Zinthos. That's Raven. Could you imagine trying to unparalyze yourself by slowly humping the air? That would be awkward. Very awkward. Any more spiders? An iron ring. It's just a ring. I can put it on. I guess it gives me another, whatever that is, capacity, so I may as well wear it. Doesn't do anything, but you know.
Well, all right.
Wouldn't work. We know you beat paralysis by wiggling your big toe. All them jewels? Yeah. Yeah. I love me them jewels. Not gonna go down there. You're back. Okay, Tio. You know where to find me. This is a very big, confusing cave. It seems like not. Whoa, hello. Seems like not the most
So I shall.
best place to store things. Like, I feel like they could have made this room better for storing things. Hey, hey, spider face, get. Oh wait, that does nothing. Get off me. Ah, do this. Fight it with that. And then heal. Whew. You ever deal with sleep paralysis before? That shit is crazy. Yes. Sleep paralysis sucks. That's what I'm saying, Merch. Like, this is not... Like, when you think storage space, this is not what comes to mind. I've killed all the spiders. Okay, so good. Good. I get out by going this way. That's right, they're definitely not what I would call poor. They got a pretty, if they're maintaining this place, they got a pretty good deal.
You're back. Are the spiders gone?
They are. I've dealt with your infestation.
Lifesaver. Now, where was that form you wanted me to sign?
Right here. Here it is.
Right. There you go. How's that?
They just keep the books to feel high and mighty. Excellent. Thank you.
You'll go far in the circle, I bet.
I hope so. I hope so, Missy. Now let's go talk to Owain, because he's a pretty cool fella.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain.
He really sounds so bored. He's like, really? Really? This is what we're doing again? Ah. Hopefully we don't betray the Circle by getting the staff. Here's the signed form for the fire rod.
Everything looks to be in order. Here is the rod you requested.
Thank you. No, I'm just getting this rod to light fireplaces. It's all I'm doing. First, Enchanter Irving has a quest for me. I should go see him before I continue on with Jowen's quest. Circle Schmerkle. Circles are fun. Oh, wait. Is this... Hey, buddy.
I trust you saw Duncan back to his quarters?
I did. Wow, she's got some really, like, smart alecky answers. Yes, and it was a waste of my time. An utter waste of my time. That's not prim and proper. Of course, First Enchanter.
Glad you met him. He's a most honorable man.
You don't trust these fireplaces? You once knew a fireplace? His name was Jerry. He betrayed you and murdered your family. That's one heck of a fire, Merch. That's not okay. Boop. I agree. It was my privilege to have met him.
Are peerless warriors who sacrifice all for our sakes. We can learn much from them. Now, did you need something?
Should I talk about Jowen? Or should I, like, keep that on the hush-hush? I'll ask when he's going through. When he's ready, okay. I don't know if he's ready now or not, but he fears he's going to be made...
does he know this? I suppose the young initiate he dallies about with revealed it to him. You think I didn't know? I did not become First Enchanter by keeping my eyes and ears shut.
I hope I'm not getting him in trouble. I don't want to lie to this guy. I should have just not said anything. I should have just not said anything. Tell him the truth, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I could do that. Then you must know Jowen plans to escape.
Interesting. What more do you know?
They're planning to do his phylactery.
She must be helping him. She would know more about the repository than he would. Do you know anything else?
I don't, but, well... Yes, Lily told me, and I promised to
suspected
help.
Lily would tell him of the impending rite if she found out. But I never expected they would have the gall to break into the repository.
With that beard, he can't be a bad dude. What should we do now?
Reporting him to Gregor and the Templars will accomplish nothing beyond what's already planned. If the Circle must punish one of its own, I will see the Chantry
Pumpkin.
done the same courtesy.
His bags under his eyes
Lily
tell you
will not
he's tired of
walk free
keeping lots and
while
lots of
my
lies.
apprentice suffers.
She's just trying
She
to
is
save the man
also
she
breaking
loves.
every vow she ever took.
Fair enough, fair enough. So what are you getting
If
at?
we mention her involvement, the Chantry will say that she was framed. No, she must be caught in the act.
Okay, no, that's fair, I guess.
If you want to survive, you must learn the rules and realize that sometimes
Everybody's about breaking the
sacrifices are
rules.
necessary. Jowan will become tranquil, but Lily must also face the consequences of her actions.
Old and sad? Poor
How
guy.
Did you learn of their plan? Do they trust you?
Yeah, they do. They asked me to help them break into the
Will
repository.
you return to them and carry out their scheme? With solid proof of their crime, we can act.
It's very, very manipulative of him, isn't it? He's just like, yeah, no, let's pretend like they're not breaking the law or anything. I will do as you
Go.
ask.
Convince them you will risk all for their cause. I will be outside the repository with a contingent of Templars. Let them see the mischief into which their initiate led our student. Perform well, and your dedication will be rewarded.
So you've got my back on this, though, because, like, if they just see me helping these guys, then, like, won't I be in trouble, too? You bet he's hiding candy in that beard? I bet he's also hiding candy in that beard. You think he has my back? Okay, well let's hope he does. So Jowan is in this room. Why would they be right in the room right next to Irving? Like, I mean, I know those are pretty thick walls, but that does not seem like the ideal place.
I hate waiting. It makes me nervous.
I have the Rod of Fire.
That was quick.
To the repository, then. Freedom awaits.
I had to kill like an entire cave of spiders. It wasn't that quick. And where am I going? If he doesn't, then we murder him. That's right. That is the plan. Okay,
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
I don't need anything.
Very well.
I was
Goodbye.
kind of hoping you knew where I was going, but... Oh, what's Duncan doing out here? This isn't his room.
Hello again, my young friend. I hardly expected to meet you here.
How do you become tranquil again? I don't know. It's probably a ritual similar to the harrowing. It's good to see you again, Duncan.
I'm enjoying the splendors of the library. The Circle of Magi is fortunate to have so many wonderful books at its disposal.
Is there anything in the library on the Darkspawn?
You seem preoccupied. Might I ask what you're doing?
I was just
If
passing
you might
through.
indulge me, I would like to ask you about the Circle.
Certainly. Of course.
Mages like yourself must have opinions on current affairs such as the war. As you know, the king is gathering an army.
I believe mages could be very useful. I really don't know much about this war, but
yes,
I'm on it.
necessary.
Don't fear part of the... I've never felt endangered by magic.
What about abominations or blood magic? Do you deny that these things exist?
No, of course not.
A word of advice from someone who's battled abominations and worse. A cavalier attitude will only get you into trouble. Well, I'm sure you've better things to do than chat with an old man. Good day. We shall meet
Also,
again.
you don't look that old. That's like a pretty rough ritual. The harrowing tested me to see if I could be tempted by a demon and then fight it and win, which I did. I was not tempted by the demon and I kicked its butt. He's your father? Really? I don't know. He doesn't seem the fatherly type. I guess I'm going back downstairs.
I'm so nervous things will go wrong.
Don't worry,
trying.
Jowen.
Thank you for your help. Freedom is so close.
Freedom is so close. I can almost taste it.
I'm so nervous things will go wrong.
Don't
I'm trying.
worry. He abandoned you. It's fine. Aw, Merch. I also was abandoned by my father. Hashtag no freedom. It's gotta be over here. This way. People with some skills but not fit to be mages are forcefully made tranquil. Do not F up and wreak havoc and summon demons. This is the right way. Oh yeah, okay. So like, the feeling of this game, like control-wise and everything, is it's a lot more different than I actually was expecting. That's good English. It's very different than what I was expecting after playing Mass Effect.
277 planks, one for each original Templar. It is a reminder of all the dangers those cursed with magic pose.
So how do you know this?
Initiates must learn the Circle's history if they are to work with Templars and mages.
Okay, fair enough. You make a good point. It looks just like any other door.
Opened only by a Templar and a mage entering together. The Chantry provides the password, which primes the ward, and the mage touches it with mana to release it.
Since you have the password...
The ward only responds to the touch of one who has been through the harrowing.
So what must
First,
I do?
the password. Sword of the Maker, Tears of the Fade.
It's not a great password. I heard something.
Password only primes the door. Now it must feel the touch of mana. Any spell will do.
This
But hurry.
This seems like a bad idea. Back teeth brushed, dogs petted, all good. Good to hear it. What is that?
Do you have the rod with you? Melt the locks off.
Use the rod. That does not look like what I was expecting. I was expecting more of like a tube. Sort of like a flare.
What's the matter? Why isn't it working?
This was your plan.
Lily, something's not right. I can't cast spells here. Nothing works.
These wards carved into the stone. This must be the Templars' work. They negate any magic cast within this area. I should have
You might
guessed.
have a few hours
Why would
into this
Gregor
game.
and Irving use simple keys for such a
You know,
door?
that's always super
Because
helpful
magical
to have
keys
somebody
don't
who
work.
knows what they're doing.
How do you keep
so that when
mages
I
away
get
from
stuck,
something? Make their powers completely worthless. That's it then. We're finished. We can't get in.
well, there's another door over there. That door over there,
I don't
where does
know.
it lead?
Do you think it's another way in?
That door probably
Why
leads
not?
to another part of the repository. What are the chances of there being another entrance?
They're assaulting you now, Attack of the Happy Dogs for the win. Well, now I want my kitten back. Pumpkin. Pumpkin. She'll come and find me. We're finished. Door right down the hall. That's right. It's worth a
We
try.
can't get into the chamber the way we planned, but we're not about to give up. We can see where this door leads, but I don't think it'll be easy. It looks locked for one.
Onward then.
Let's hurry. We've wasted enough time.
Come on, Pumpkin. There you go.
I'm not giving up. We've come too far.
I don't trust that. Pumpkin, look over here. Smile at the camera. Here. She doesn't care.
It's not good.
Oh, behind us, guys.
Let's try not to die here.
That sounds. Why are they both fisticuffing it?
What a mess.
Can I give them items? Can I? Actually, I don't really want to give them items. I don't know what weapons they use. What weapon would a priest use? Maybe something like this? That way there she can at least hit things with a little bit. She can have a funny hat. And he can have... No, he can't have that. He can have a dagger. That's what he gets. And he can also have a funny hat. And he's already got apprentice robes, and that's not going to change anything. Cool. That is how you truly fight enemies with your fish? Sure, Tia, 1 second. I just gotta... I'll tab real quick. And da-da. see where that goes. Ah, are those your puppies? Your little monsters? They're cute. There we go, we were much better once we gave them items. Those hats are terrible, they really, really are. Like, look at them. I don't even understand how those hats, like, I get if you had, like, really long hair and you needed to put them up, but that's it, that's all I get. They're too cute to be mad at them for anything? Fair enough. 10 out of 10 leg, though? And 11 out of 10 dog? You missed your shave? Get them smooth legs and force someone to feel them? Smooth legs are where it is at. Boo-boo-boo. Charm of Still Waters. Exactly like what I'm wearing. Cool. Do-do-do-do. You played with Wax 1? That thing is evil? Wax isn't that bad. It's definitely not the worst. Look at that. I can walk through doors when they're open. Wax isn't the worst. It isn't, though. There are much more painful ways to get rid of hair than wax. Wax isn't usually cold. Usually wax is warm.
Well, all right.
Well, all right. I was helping them fight all those knights.
As you desire.
They're not gonna die. I was helping them. Casting spells. This poke. Poke. Elegant the Rebel Mage? I'm not a rebel. I am a good, studious student.
Well, all right.
The old man's plan is to kill. That guy has no head. That guy has no head. Okay, Jowan, stop being a pansy. Oh, did I die? Whoops. That's not what's going on. Dirty fighting. Oh, don't press that button.
These things are not of the Maker.
Okay, well that's cool. I can change people. So what spells does he have? Flaming weapons. He also has weakness. Okay, well this just got a lot cooler, guys. Guys, this just got a whole lot more challenging. This is what I'm talking about. Strategy. Is that a dinosaur? Also, stop being Jowan. Start being me.
What a mess.
I don't have any bloodstains on me. It's just those two. See, they're gonna get caught red-handed. Studious student of the blood arts? No! Blood magic is evil. Oh. Ow. Ow. Pumpkin. 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 Ow. You think that is a dino? I'm pretty sure. Okay. Boop. Now let's coordinate this. So you cast weakness on that guy. And then once that's cast, cast fireball. Or whoa, that's cool. Like that. Maybe go to her. Can't do anything as her. Well, that sucks. Cast heal on myself. That way there I don't die. And then we can go to him. He can do that cool fire spell again. Or no, this cool fire spell like that. Oh, and I can level up. Cool. Why don't I have a cool fire spell? Oh, right. I probably could have. I just haven't been going that route. Boop, boop, boop. Next. Now this time I'm going to take the... Oh, wait. Can I not? Can I not scroll this? What is this? Okay, so this is like regular, good old-fashioned, improved coercion. I like that one. I like coercing people to do my bidding. Yay, tactics planning become a thing? Burning is better. Oh, there we go. So arcane shield. I want the paralyze. That's what I want. Next one requires. Okay, look at that. Magic. Need to get magic 35 for mass paralysis. Magic 28 to get those two. Then I would like Arcane Shield too, like that seems like it would be handy. A lot of these spells seem handy. I wonder how many of them I actually get. That bookcase is knocked down. Let's... Let's look around first, because you never know what you might find. There are bones in that barrel. Why are there bones in that barrel? That does not bode well. Oh, I got another magic staff. In that case, maybe I can give Buddy a staff. Because I've got 2 of them. So we may as well have a magic weapon that he can actually use. Bones in water to make a refreshing drink. It's just, you know, some human remains bone tea. Whoa, there's a lot of guys over there. Okay. So we're gonna start by doing this. Then we're gonna switch to you. You can't see them. You also can't see them.
Lovely.
Okay, so he's gonna be paralyzed. We'll switch to him. Cast weakness on this guy. And you just keep being in a different room while I cast that. Boom! There we go. One problem down. Let's fight this guy now.
As you desire.
Look at that, kicking butt now.
Maker has blessed us.
Look at that, we kicked butt. Take all. You wonder if they die at the end of the quest? They might. I don't know.
Lovely. Well, all right.
Yeah, let's go this way. Let's loot the chest. Oh, that looks good. Some high-level butt kicking. Alright, look at that. New items. Let's see. Nothing new there. Or there, it was these. So that gives fire resistance, cold resistance, and a little bit of armor. That's fire resistance, that's willpower. And that is plus 1% spirit resistance. I don't know if that's better. Like, plus 3 defense seems a little bit less specific. So maybe it's not as good right away, but I mean... Merch, stop slamming your pinky into the desk. It's not conducive to a well-maintained pinky. Really, Tio? She needs a hockey glove.
We all just get a...
Okay. You, Sentinel, are staying there. Can you see anybody? I wonder if you can cast...
Right here.
No.
Gotta watch everybody's HP. For example, everybody is attacking Jowen, and that's not very good. Let's see, heal him. Maybe switch to him. Let's breathe some fire. I need to rotate the camera.
I'm going.
He lit Lily on fire. That's not very nice. Also, good to know friendly fire is a thing. You just need to not art anymore, but you like arting. Arting is a thing you like, Merch, so you should always art.
Of course.
Deep mushroom. Yesterday you slammed your thumb into the oven? Your thumb is good though? That's good. I'm glad. That sounds painful.
As you desire.
Merge. Step 1, get webcam. Step 2, stream creative. Step 3, question mark. Step 4, profit. That's step 3. I'm very interested in step 3. What is that step? I need to figure out that step. Finger bumping alone should net you 20 to 30 viewers? So if I start bumping my finger, I'll get more viewers? Is that what I need to do? Is that what I've been doing wrong all this time? I feel like I've gone in a circle. I am now thoroughly confused. Oh wait, there's a door right here. Okay. That's what I missed. I tend to very get up and close and personal to your art. Call it back of the head streaming. What difficulty is this? I believe this is on normal, because we weren't 100% sure if you could change the difficulty, although with how it's going right now, I might actually crank it up a notch, because this so far seems more than manageable. This. I think he just closed the door. Which is not at all what I had intended. Cast weakness on this guy.
Try to make this quick.
Those question marks have been the bane of your life. Tell me about it. I will let you know if I figured them out. Rock salve? Oh, I thought that said rock slave. It's like, yeah? You would not crank it up a notch? You splurged on yourself this month? You got Nexus 4? That's the Google phone, right? That's another one of them wonderful... I am vaguely familiar with it. We used to have one at work to develop for. I love the Android phones. Big fan here.
I'm not sure I'm cut out for this. My, what do?
So let's see if I can crank it up a notch. Oh look, I can. Excellent. I don't think Nightmare's where I should go, though. This setting is intended for tactical geniuses who found hard difficulty too easy. Let's just crank it up to hard and see if I can manage on that.
And so I shall.
Once I get out there, I have a feeling I'll be alone and then one-shotted. That's true, but...
We'll need another way into
I'll crank it up until it stops being fun. So like if I find it too easy, then, or if I'm spending too much time doing tactical, because like I've also got to make sure I'm entertaining, right? So if I'm doing too much tactical things and not keeping that interesting, then I will, this is a pretty room. I will turn it down, since it seems to be easily changed.
Come down any moment.
Right click to examine.
I think the phylactery chamber is on the other side of the wall behind this bookcase.
You're not suggesting
Look
we
carefully.
break the
The
wall.
mortar's damp and decaying here. We should be able to find something that can knock some of the bricks loose.
Tactics is fun, crank it to nightmare. Pure Android. Minus 100 out of 10 tactical. But the bookcase
If
is
we
in
work
the
together,
way.
we can shift it. Come on.
But I wanted to look around the rest of the room. Jowen.
Now we just need to find a way to get through this wall.
So I'm looking through the rest of the room. That is creepy. It's like a Cerberus dinosaur. Statue.
There's something odd about that statue.
I wonder who this statue is. Oh, it
Nick,
just
Roth,
talked
did
to
it
me.
Just say something.
I am the essence and spirit of Eleni Zenobia, once consort and advisor to Archon Valerius. Prophecy my crime, cursed to stone for foretelling the fall of my lord.
That seems most unfortunate.
I'm not sure. The Archons were the lords of the Imperium.
I can really be a
Forever
dark
shall
angel
you
in this game?
stand on the threshold of my
Best
proud
tactic, bash
fortress
head until something breaks.
and tell your lies to
Mastermind
all.
tactician.
But my lord found death at the hands of his enemies. And
Have
his
sex
once
with the
proud
statue?
fortress crumbled to dust.
I don't know. Doesn't know. I mean, the statue
It's a
is
Devinter
rock
statue.
hard.
Don't listen to it. The Devinter lords dabbled in many forbidden arts. This is a wicked thing.
Is she still alive?
Grieve not for me, child. Stone they made me, and stone I am, eternal and unfailing.
Rough intercourse
And I
with the
shall
statue.
endure till the maiden
I like the
returns
puns.
unite their
Puns are punny, and that makes me laugh. I am a sucker for punishment. What does that mean?
Ambiguous rubbish. It could mean anything. I can do it too. The sun grows dark, but lo, here comes the dawn.
Stop talking to it. Please, both of you.
I can do it too. We can't do
Come
much
on,
with it
Johnny.
anyways.
Let's go.
Da-da-da-da. Ooh, what's that? That's a cool statue. Also merch. It's got tentacles. Look. Whee. He's a bit stiff. Talk to your wife, statue, some more. She gets lonely. She doesn't want to talk anymore. She done. She done.
Of course.
Blackened Heartwood Staff. That sounds cool. That would be a weapon. That's 2 damage and 2 spell power. Well, that's better than what I've got right now. Oop. That looks like a pretty mean hook at the end of that. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Boop-boop-boop. Oh. Was that there before? I don't think that was there before. I should have a pun fest with Yahtzee Crossraw? I don't think I could. That is your aunt? Skinny tentacles? Let's check out this artifact.
Use this with the rod. I'm sure it'll work. Hurry, the clock's ticking.
fire-breathing artifact. Can't argue with those results.
This is the phylactery chamber. It worked.
So while we're here,
We
can I
must find
destroy
John's
my
phylactery,
phylactery?
quickly.
Like, oh wait, no, mine was sent off. Mine was sent away. Yeah, it's a pity they've taken mine to Denerim. Where would it be?
With the other apprentice phylacteries, I imagine.
You petrified one of Tio's dogs because they did something bad? That's not very nice. How could you do, like, you couldn't just look at them and be like, "Aw, you didn't mean to be mean." Like that? Okay, let's look around.
It shouldn't be hard to find. There aren't many phylacteries here.
You thought they were too quiet? Okay. Oh, it's saved for me. Couldn't we all just get along?
Just get along.
Heal me.
Oh, you're such a fish!
Oh no. Oh no, that's not good. Can any of these guys heal? You can't heal.
I've got my angle.
Switch back to me.
So.
Of course.
But I can heal. That was a close one. Boo-boo-boo. Why not petrify the cuteness instead of it going away? Dogs are like kids when they get too quiet. They're either ready to sleep or ready to wreak havoc. I can believe that. Oh, that's probably a slightly better belt than the one I've got. Belts. This one. 'Cause it gives me two things instead of just one thing. That's the oh, well, that one gives me three though. Fine. Oh no, that's an amulet. I don't want that. Never mind. There. There we go. I tell you, I understand this game. When is sign-off time? Probably in about 12 minutes. Normally I would have signed off 45 minutes ago, but I started an hour later than I had intended. So I want to get that whole playthrough in. So basically about 15 minutes.
That's my phylactery! You found it! I can't believe this tiny vial stands between me and freedom.
Freedom!
So fragile. So easy just to be rid of it. To end its hold over me. And I am free.
That doesn't look good. Then let us move on.
I do not want to stay here a moment longer.
Yeah, he's sort of really starting to give off that evil vibe. At first he was sort of giving off like the doofus vibe. Like not being particularly competent. But now he's kind of giving off the evil vibe. There was lightning. Oh, that's the first door. Okay, that's cool. You have a feeling he's been possessed by Mouse? What if he
We
is
did it!
Mouse?
I can't believe it!
That wouldn't be good.
We could never have...
So what you said was true.
Dun dun dun! What a twist! You two are in big trouble. This looks bad.
Gregor.
An initiate conspiring with a blood mage. I'm disappointed. She seems shocked, but fully in control of her own mind. Not a thrall of the blood mage, then. You were right, Ernie. The initiate has
Dun
betrayed
dun
us.
dun.
Chantry will not let this go unpunished. And this one. Newly a mage and already flouting the rules of the circle.
It's not her fault. This was my idea.
Damn
She
straight
is
it was.
here under my orders, Gregor. I take full responsibility for her actions.
Wait, you led us into a trap?
I was kind of hoping he wouldn't find out that I led him into a trap. I was kind of hoping they would have, like, maybe talked about that earlier. I'm sorry. That's all I can say.
Enough! As Knight Commander of the Templars here assembled, I sentence this blood mage to death. And this initiate has scorned the Chantry and her vows. Take her to Aenar.
What are they gonna do to her in Aenar?
The mage's prison. No. Please, no. Not there.
No! I won't let you touch her!
Ooh. Whack him on the back of the head before he does stupid shit.
By the Maker. Blood magic. How could you? You said you never...
I admit, I dabbled.
I
thought
dabbled?
It would make me a better mage.
Blood magic is evil, Joan. It corrupts people. Changes them.
I'm going to give it up. All magic. I just want to be with you.
The
Lily.
roots of
Please,
betrayal
come with
run
me.
deep.
I trusted you. I was ready to sacrifice everything for you.
I trusted you as well.
I don't know who you are, Blood Mage. Stay away from me.
Go away.
Are you
Be
all
gone.
right? Where's Gregor?
I knew it. Blood magic. To overcome so many. I never thought him capable of such power.
That's what happens when you go into dark arts. You get a lot more powerful. Look what happens. I will never stop trusting people, Merch. Never, ever, ever. Let's just say she'll become quite tranquil. You dabble in daggering your hand. That just does not seem like a renewable source of magic. It seems painful, and eventually you're gonna accidentally cut off your hand. This is why I listen. No, I trust everybody. Nobody's a bad guy until they are. You lied to me.
None of us expected this. Are you all right, Gregor?
As good as can be
You
expected,
dabble at
given
being
the
terrible at hiding that you're evil. I don't
you
think
had
you're
let the
evil,
axe sooner,
Merch.
this would not have
You're an
happened.
angel after
Now
all.
we have a blood mage on the loose and no way to track him down.
Clearly he's a bad guy. Yes,
Where
Jowan
is the
destroyed
girl?
his phylactery.
I am here, sir.
You helped a blood mage. Look at all he's hurt.
Lily didn't know he was
Save
a
your
blood
breath.
mage.
I can speak for myself, Knight Commander.
Of course you can.
I was wrong. I was accomplice to a blood mage. I will accept whatever punishment you see fit, even Aenar.
Get
That
her
just
out
does
of my
not
sight.
sound good.
And you were in a repository full of magics that are locked away for a reason.
Did you take anything important from the repository?
Yes, this staff, and you can have it back.
Some honesty, at last. But your antics have made a mockery of this circle. What are we to do with you?
Nothing. I was just doing as I was told.
He was working under my orders.
And this improves the situation.
Love isn't an excuse to trust
the
that
phylactery
behavior.
chamber is forbidden to all save you and me.
I had my reasons.
You're not all-knowing, Irving. You don't know how much influence the Blood Mage
I like
might
how
have
they
had.
fight.
How are we to deal with this?
Knight Commander, if I may, I'm not only looking for mages to join the King's army, I'm also recruiting for the Grey Wardens. Irving spoke highly of this mage, and I would like her to join the Warden ranks.
I'm gonna be a warden?
You've promised him a new Grey Warden?
She has served the Circle well.
Can I be a red warden? My hair is not gray.
We look for dedication in our recruits. Fighting the Darkspawn requires such dedication.
Give you a medal, a
often at the
cigar, and a
expense
trip
of
to
all
Jamaica?
I object.
Okie dokie, Tio, here you go.
You say she operated under your instructions, Irving. But I do not trust her.
You don't
I
need to
must
trust me,
investigate
buddy.
This issue, and I will not release
Become
this
a
mage
Grey
to
Warden.
The Grey Warden.
If the Grey Wardens will have me, I will gladly go.
Rhaegar, mages are needed. This mage is needed. Worse things plague this world.
Brown
than blood
beard.
mages. You know that. I take this young mage under my wing and bear all responsibility for her actions.
This mage does not deserve a place in the Order.
Why do we not reward service? This mage has served the Circle well. You have an opportunity few even dream of.
I am so up for it. So I am to be a Grey Warden.
Yes. Be proud.
I am.
You are luckier than you know.
I am so proud to be a Grey Warden. I will... Da-da-da. Thank you for everything, First Enchanter.
Your new life awaits.
So trust the shift. Merchant, I told you, I trust everybody. Everybody is a good guy until proven a bad guy.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands
Wardens?
to the ruin
You mean
of
like
Ostagar,
shepherds?
on the edges of the Korkari Wilds.
I think it's more,
The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago
what was
to
it
prevent
called?
the Wilders from invading
Spectre.
the Northern
It's more like the
Lowlands.
Spectres.
It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself.
Tio's
There are
not a
only
bad
few
guy.
Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment.
Did you see the
All of us
dogs?
are here.
How can anybody
This
who has
blight
such cute
must
puppies be a
stopped
bad guy?
Here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Kaelin.
Merchant,
I
you
didn't
know I
expect
will.
a-
I will
a royal
flirt with
welcome?
every lady type
beginning to
I
worry you'd miss all
see.
the fun.
Not
And
if
that
I
guy,
can
he's
help
got
it.
some pretty lady type hair.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other
Glorious.
wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend.
How intimate.
Might I know your name?
We'll be shedding blood together. You're not sure if you're bad? You do qualify for incompetent, ignorant, and idiotic? I don't think so. I am Syntax, Your
Pleased
Majesty.
to meet you. The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers.
You want
and I,
that
for
King's
one,
armor?
am glad to help them.
Looks a bit
I understand
heavy.
you hail from the Circle of Magi. I trust you have some spells to help us in the coming battle.
I do. I will do my best,
Excellent.
of course.
We have too few mages here. Another is always welcome. Allow me to be the first
Magic.
to welcome you to Ostagar. The Wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You gave up Dragon Age 2 the moment the first NPC called you Commander? Just finished Mass Effect 1 and 2? Was enough commanders for a while? I cannot get enough being commander. You'll fight in that armor even if it doesn't fit? It seems heavy and not conducive to casting magic. You're too kind, Your Majesty.
Short, but I should return to my tent.
Since Steels went
Loghain
from
waits
A
eagerly
to Z,
to
they
bore
should
me
be
with his
tested thoroughly
strategy.
for goodness.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory.
That's a
We've
lot
won
of
3 battles
testing.
against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
You'd fight in that armor even as a mage? I don't know. That just doesn't seem. It doesn't seem like it would be very, very helpful. You gotta finish your playthrough so you can play Mass Effect 3 was really good. I just finished that. It was super good. A little bit sad. Made me cry a little bit, but super good. You sound very confident.
Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Yeah, you do sound a little bit
Your
overconfident
Majesty,
there, buddy.
I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas,
is-
we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
It is a true blight
Disappointed, Your
because
Majesty?
it has to
I'd
be.
hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god.
Don't
But I
ever
suppose
want
this will have to
tales.
do.
Those all end
I
poorly.
must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell.
Made me
Grey
cry at
Wardens.
least 2 or 3 times. Yeah, it did. It did. Is this how I bow in this world? I go like this and I bow?
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
The Archdemon Angel? That dude is son of Hollywood? Didn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this.
Gotta start
but I
Mass
cannot
Effect 2 to
ask
carry
king
on the
to
save
act
first.
solely on my feeling.
Definitely have to carry over the save. That's one of the best parts. Your history follows you. It's super cool. Da, 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 da. What would you have him
Wait for
do?
Reinforcements. We sent a call out west to the Grey Wardens of Orlais, but it will be many days before they can join us. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to Terran Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
The joining ritual. So what do you need me
Feel
to
free
do?
to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is
Rub
another
your
Grey
boobs?
Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon
Caress
the other
them?
recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Sad when Steam doesn't cloud save the mass. It doesn't? I'm very glad I didn't delete the games before I continued then. Whew, that could have been dangerous. I got a whole bunch of things flying across my screen now. Boobs are great. Boobs are great. They're fantastic. Okay, so this place is actually like quite pretty. Like, look at, I mean, it's a little bit wrecked, but quite pretty. Boobs are love, boobs are life. Couldn't agree any more. Hello,
Today,
soldier.
2 units of men arrived every hour, and they expect to double that tomorrow. Still, the Terran worries that may not be enough.
You know what is it? That skirt. You are right, Merch. That skirt right there. Whee! That is not... It is not a skirt to be proud of. I haven't
Tower
received
Vishal is
many
off limits.
options for
Men stationed inside are
improving my
security now.
fashion. What is the Tower
I
of
think they used it
Vishal?
once to watch for wilders coming out of the forest.
Why is it off
By orders of
limits?
Tairn Loghain. The tower is being secured by his men to be used during battle.
Tairn
I'm
Loghain
told they
sounds like a
discovered some lower
doofus.
chambers, and they don't know how far down they go, so for now, everyone's to stay out.
Derobe, derobe. Lower
I didn't
chambers?
see anything like that when I was there, but who knows?
Hopefully, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we've got lots of options for pretty clothes. It's a pretty
Goes
large
back to
ruin.
the time of the Tevinter Imperium. Dwarven make. That's probably why it's still standing.
I
Make
guess
us
I
feed
should
your
go. You want me to disrobe? Look, I can do that. I can disrobe. Just keep on my boots. Get some sexy butt going on there. Although I feel like that would be completely inappropriate for talking to my new commander person. Where is it? Mage's robes. Actually, is the Chantry robe better? No, it definitely is not. Are those better? No. Ah, yeah. Talking to the noobs.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
Why, thank you. Thank you, sir. There's a cool statue. That one doesn't talk to me, though. That one doesn't talk at all. Okay, let's keep on going. Hello, soldier.
Hey, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
Yes, I am.
This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Tell me about
Used to be a
Ostagar.
fortress a long time ago, so I understand.
Let me
Back
learn.
in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands.
Talking
You were just
to
on the
the
eastern
boobs.
side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Loghain's closed it off until the battle.
You don't
This
you
side
don't
is
talk
the
to your
King's
boobs,
camp.
Merch?
We've got the Grey Wardens
They always
here,
have
the Circle
something
of
to
Magi,
say.
The Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Such a sweet guard willing to help. No, Merch. We can't betray him. He's kind. Is there anywhere to get supplies?
Quartermaster, he's just a bit to the northwest.
You have to ask all of the questions. That's the spirit. So many questions. So where's the
Probably in
king?
his tent. He and Tairn Loghain are on the southwest side of the camp.
Okay.
The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguard. Drives Tairn Loghain wild, that does.
Well, because he's like a reckless king. What if someone attacks him? Is the circle
A few
here?
mages, yes. They even brought those creepy, quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at
The
them.
Tranquil, when they
Can't miss
talk, really remind me of the Elcor. Like, I think about it, and I can't not think of the Elcor. I really wish they, like, started their sentences with how they were feeling. Or, I mean, I know they're not feeling, but I kind of wish they did that. Don't betray him because he has nice eyes. Do I hear dogs
This is
barking?
Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs
Mustache.
bite
The mustache can
darkspawn
definitely
and
go.
get too much of that blood in
He
them.
either needs
It's
one of
like
those
poison.
fabulous beards like
Slow,
Duncan
painful
has,
death.
or nothing at all.
Go on then.
Where's Duncan's
Not
tent?
far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
What about the leather crotch protection? I mean, take it or leave it. Whatever floats his boat. And
Try
I'm looking
heading
for
north.
Alistair.
I think he was sent with a message to the
Alistair?
Major.
Alistair? Okay, well,
Good
I
luck
will
to you,
be
then.
on my way. Friendly guard. The way leather shrinks when it's hot, you would not advise that crotch guard. Maybe they make it big. Or maybe he's small. Could be either one.
I'm sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted.
What are they doing? They must not be interrupted, though, so I will not interrupt
Here in
them.
this hour, good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your maker.
Okay, well, she seems a little bit gloomy, doesn't she?
When you stand before the maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside
So
the maker,
she's
go without
encouraging them to die.
forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
It also wouldn't protect for much unless it's a very well-made piece of leather. I mean, it would protect you from, like, I don't know, like a swift kick to the nuts from, like, a kid, maybe. What if you lose circulation because it's too hot and too tight? I really doubt that would happen. I feel like that is not
I do not have
not
time
likely
to speak
to
at present,
happen.
thank you.
You always keep a foot back when people say, it's chill, go die for me? I can't... Okay, there we go.
What do we have here? I heard the new Grey Warden recruit was from the Circle. I don't believe we've met, but I've certainly heard a lot about your talent. My name is Wynne, and I congratulate you on your harrowing, marvelous work. The Fade is a dangerous place.
Thank you, Wynne. I like your name. It's very pretty. From a kid, but imagine it for a second. Yes, I know all about that.
You know all there is to know already, do you?
No, I don't,
Irving
but...
said as much about you. Remarkable self-confidence.
Remarkable
So,
self-confidence.
Grey Warden, fighting alongside the king. Not too shabby for someone just out of apprenticeship.
Yeah, I'd say. King Colin thinks the
king must
battle will
always
go
seem
well.
Confident. His behavior affects the troops' morale. He does seem to find his enthusiasm easily, though. Reminds me of a puppy. And I say that with both respect and affection.
You crave sour cream and onion chips?
To defeat the dark
I don't.
we have to work together.
I mean, they're good,
not
but
an idea everyone
I don't
seems
really ever
able to
crave
grasp.
chips. If you see that blue skirt on a woman, no too tight leather crotch thingy can hold you back. It really is. Wynne has nice outfit. Like, look at her. Look at her dress. You faced the Darkspawn
Stragglers,
before.
yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, how much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
If the blue skirt is hideous, you'd have to be desperate to go after some... I don't know about that. I don't know about that, Merch. I don't think you have to be that desperate. I don't remember
They do not
encountering
live there,
Darkspawn in the
Nor
Fade.
would any sane mage trespass as deeply into that realm as the Black City, which lies at its heart. Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into
Her
the
outfit
city,
is
it was
fabulous though.
tainted
We've
with
got it
their
going
sin.
on. That she
day
does.
transformed those
She
men.
looks She
letting
looks
them
like she knows
twisted
what's up.
reflections of their own hearts.
She looks like she
And the
wasn't
Maker
dressed
cast them back to the earth,
by
where they
some
became
random
the first
old guy who
Darkspawn.
was like, here, have
At
a new
least that's what
dress.
the Chant of Light says.
And then you put it on right in front of him. Because that's what I did. Like, if you think about what happened, he was like, here, have this dress. And I, like, turned around and just put it on. Right in front of him. This old, creepy guy. You were just kidding. I know you were just kidding, Merch.
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
Sure, why not? At least it's something
Yes,
to ponder.
Occasionally, it's wise to contemplate one's actions.
I think
But
so.
I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
That dude was sliding down the stairs, was he? I don't think those are stairs. I think it's just a ramp.
Maker above, hear the prayers of your sons and daughters.
This guy has a quest.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
What's the
This
problem?
is a Malari, smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed Darkspawn blood.
That's not
I have
good.
medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
I'll give it a shot.
Find the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
Hey, puppy. The dog looks up at me respectfully, backing down from his aggressive stance. I can see the intelligence in his eyes as well as a great deal of pain. The animal is very ill. Put the muzzle on the dog. Poor puppy.
Well done. Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I might be.
There's
Why?
a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white, with a blood-red centre.
Okay, I can find that.
Good.
I'll see if I can find
In the
one.
meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
You thought those were stairs that hadn't rendered yet? Yeah, that is a big dog. Key required, so I can't just go in there. Look, there's a whole bunch of them.
You there, elf. What's your name?
You talking to me?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Turnlow again that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Maker's breath, another elf. What are you?
Okay, this guy right here, he's an asshole. Puppies, so many puppies. They're a little bit noisy for intelligent dogs. You have a problem with elves?
Except for them being so thin-boned. You make good messengers sometimes.
Ooh.
Is
Oh
there something
my.
you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
You don't look like the
We
other
are.
soldiers.
We're Ash Warriors.
And what
Our
is an
training
Ash
has been
Warrior?
passed down since Lathias the Dwarf Son first harnessed the battle rage of the dwarves. It is an old tale.
You like that he's already an ass? He was basically an asshole from the start. He was like, another elf? I'm like, got a problem with me, buddy? I will magic your ass into oblivion. And that's a whole separate franchise. Okay, so... Can I hear this old
I am
tale?
no bard, but I will do my best. Lathias was a claimed tribesman. Some said he was too short to be a warrior.
Clearly
but
he's
he
not a
was
bard.
Strong and fierce. His chieftain sent him to the dwarves of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance.
when he fell in love with the king's daughter, Skya, and brought her back to his
That
tribe.
puppy in the background
She
is
taught
very
Matthias to
itchy.
use the dwarven battle wrath to summon his strength and ignore all pain. Matthias then taught this to the clan, who made him their chieftain.
And they feasted on blood and lived happily ever after. So what happened to him?
Matthias's prowess earned him the love of Morrigannon, a beautiful chieftain of another tribe. When Skya
He
learned of
fails
his
at
seduction, she
singing.
returned to her
His
people.
emphasis on the
Matthias was
syllables
He
are
sent
not in the
Morrigannon away,
optimal
but this man was
places
vexed
for
and
drama
began a
and
long war between
suspense.
their tribes.
He doesn't
In the
really
end,
pause
Matthias slew
for
Morrigannon
dramatic
in single
effect.
combat. However, his wounds were great, and he perished when the rage ended. The dwarves
You wonder
came
if
from
I
Orzammar
can
that
get a
day
puppy?
and gave
Oh.
Matthias an honoured
Maybe.
burial in the mountains. And we live by his teachings even
Hashtag free the
today.
dogs, free them. Okay, let's see here. What happened to his
It
wife?
said that before the final battle, she returned to Luthias and gave him a shirt of dwarven chain, along with a final night of
A
passion.
puppy. I would much rather a
She was
kitty,
gone forever.
like a giant
She lived on in
panther
Only the
cat
dwarven
would
folk
be
could say for
awesome. Or a yeah, no, that's true too. Palm-sized kitten, something I could just hold like this. That would also work for me. Interesting legend. Thank you for telling me. So why have you
They
painted
use
your
scent to
dogs?
distinguish us from our enemies, but the blood of battle can confuse them.
Fair
so
enough.
we paint ourselves with Caddis, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same.
For some reason, this reminds you of Long Live the Queen. You would love to see me play that? Isn't that like that, it's almost like you're basically just managing a bunch of spreadsheets and stuff?
Why? Would you steal our Caddis and give it to the Darkspawn hordes?
I think I've seen KT Cat play that game. I think she has it. You just imagine Shep having small palm-sized kittens? Yeah, okay. If she had small palm-sized kittens, she would never, ever, ever have saved the universe. Because she would have spent all her time just being like, who's a good kitten? Who's a good kitten? All day, every day. She probably would have never met Liara. It would have just been a sad state of affairs. Or at least, I mean, I would never have progressed through the game because I would just stay there. The stat thingy? That's okay, Pete. That is okay.
Good. I hear death is
Welcome
unpleasant.
back, that's right. I should be going.
Why, thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
Okay. Hello, knight.
Welcome to the King's Camp, my lady.
Kind knight. Oh, there's Duncan. I don't know if I want to talk to him right away. What's up here? Alistar.
You found our tent, I see. Is there something you need?
I have some questions.
Alistair can help you with those. I had hoped he would be back by now.
Well, I want to go outside and find the flowers for that dog.
Let us consider
That's what I want to do. But the game needs to let me.
So,
That's
any
the
last
thing.
wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle?
Well met.
Well met. Oh look,
Well,
a chest.
As you
Insufficient skills. Darn it.
I'm sorry, but there's so much to do before the battle. I must attend to my duties or I'll get the switch.
F the universe and humankind. I got a cute kitty. That's right. That is right. Do I know what blood magic is now? I do. It is Jowan stabbing his hand and using his magic to, like, kick ass. It's evil, though. Cannot pursue a life of evil.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens
Listen
by
to
the
anyone who
King's
touches
orders,
space
I
hamsters.
might add.
Shep Clone
have
touched
asked her to
space
write a
hamster.
note?
Tell
She
her
didn't
I
live
will
to tell
not
the
be
tale.
harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman.
I was gonna name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One. All children should be named after
One
Shep.
good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
Catching up on chat because I fell back 1 second, guys. John Wick was an epic action. We sorely needed for years. The Switch? What's the Switch? You like the sassiness of that blonde guy? Yeah, I know. He's pretty cool. I like him. Yeah, I am also unfamiliar of what John Wick is, Merch, so fill me in. You are a very
You're not
strange
supposed to
human.
tell me that. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage.
We
and that
haven't
makes
met.
you Duncan's new recruit, I suppose.
That it does.
Glad to meet you. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My
Right,
name is
that was the
Syntax.
name. You know, it just occurred to me that there have never been many women in the Grey Wardens.
Really?
I wonder why that is.
You want more women in the
Would that be
Wardens,
so
do
terrible?
you?
Not that I'm some drooling lecher or anything. Please stop looking at me like that. So I'm curious.
You
Have you ever
kinda brought it
actually
on
encountered
yourself.
Darkspawn before?
Looks like the dude from The Walking Dead filled in his beard and decided to do more violent things. It's an action movie with Keanu Reeves. It's him acting awesome like he was in The Matrix. Okay, Merch, you don't know who Keanu Reeves is? Neo in The Matrix? There's like a meme of him just like sad Keanu. No, I haven't.
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was.
Neo's the title
I can't
character
say
of
I'm
the
looking
Matrix
forward to
movies.
encountering
He's
another.
like the main character.
Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
What was that
With the
argument
mage.
about?
The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just
Yeah,
love
Merch,
letting
Merch,
mages know how unwelcome
we need
they
to
are,
go on a movie
which
binge
puts me in a
spree.
bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
The Oblivious Angel? You were a mage
Not
hunter?
that that's all Templars do, but yes, the Chantry raised me until Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
I look forward to
You do?
traveling with you.
Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Lead on. I am leading on this way. This way. This way. Stalker alert! Ah, guys, I'm being followed. He won't leave me alone. I'm gonna see if I can bring him outside. Is this outside? Yeah, this is outside. So I want to go find the medicine for the dogs. I don't want to continue on too far. Yep, that is Alistar. He has managed... He also has a floating shield and sword that do not appear to be attached to him. Also, I don't know what happened to my staff. Oh, I gave it back, didn't I? I did give it back. Oh, they actually took it? That's not cool. They actually took my stick. This way? How do I get out? There's gotta be a way to get out. Can I just do this?
You don't want to go into the Tower of Ishal. It's off limits
No,
for
I
now,
want.
I'm afraid.
I want to go into. Can I move the map around? Okay, the completely opposite. Yeah, this way. Complete opposite end. That is not at all what I was expecting. It's like there's trees out where I started. The Martian was pretty good. Although, I'm not sure if I liked it better than Interstellar. They were both pretty good movies. That dude's face is really funny. Because he's just like this. He's like... And it's relatively unchanging. Kokiri Wilds.
Hail. You're one of Duncan's new recruits, correct?
I am.
Can't let you through to the Kokiri Wilds until he gives the word.
I'm sure it'll
Sorry,
be fine.
I have my orders.
Okay. I guess I gotta go talk to Duncan first. Hey, buddy. Let's go do a thing.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations.
Sure.
Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
I apologize.
You think Interstellar lacked
I'll
pace?
go correct
Martian
her
was
with
way better on that matter? Yeah, I think I could see that.
This is Sajori, a knight
I
from
just liked a lot of what was going on in
and
Interstellar.
This here is Daveth, a fellow from Denerim.
Charmed, milady.
And this, of course, is the recruit that Duncan said he was bringing.
RoboCop 1987. Good year. It's the year I was born. Also a pretty decent movie. Predator, Pulp Fiction, and Groundhog Day. Also all good movies. Not a super big fan on Groundhog's Day. It's like a movie you watch once and then you don't really ever need to watch it again. Sort of like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You'll watch it once and then never ever again. First off, my character is short. Of course she is. I make my characters as short as I possibly can, always. Because I'm pretty short. And also, short equals cute because they're small. And small is adorable. It's just how it is. It's sort of, it's fact. I'm Syntax.
Now then,
Pleased to meet you.
Since you're all here, we can begin. You four will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks.
Second,
The first is
no
to
idea
obtain
what
3
any of those
vials of
movies are.
darkspawn blood. 1 for each recruit.
Who is Ferris? Ferris Bueller is like the classic teacher doesn't want... Ferris Bueller's Day Off is the movie that teachers show students, at least here, when they don't want to teach you or they're recovering from a hangover or something. They're just like, kids were watching a movie, and they pop in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'm from... Yes, Tio, I am from 87, the end of 87. Like October of 87. If you say I look 10 years younger, why thank you. Flattery will get you everywhere. Merch, you are not from 52. I know how old you are. Your mom is from 53? I think my mom's from 58, I think. If I'm not mistaken. You've seen Breakfast Club? Does that count? It is a good movie. Tio chops. Holds chopped off hand. Don't cut off your hand. You're not Luke. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so you 4 will be heading into the wilds to perform 2 tasks. First is to obtain 3 vials of darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit. Okay, and what's the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them.
Okay, we can get some scrolls.
I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
Hey, Keep Trekking, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope all is well with you. That's right, Tio. Should just keep it different enough, right? That's okay, Merch. That's okay, I got you covered. All is well? That's good. I'm glad, Keep Trucking. I am glad. How will we find this archive?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
Well, thank you. Cool.
The scrolls
find the archives,
treaties promising support.
Get blood.
Treaties that may prove
Vials
valuable
of blood.
in the days to come.
I can do that.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Yes,
And
Alistair.
may the Maker watch over your
Quickly
path.
and safely.
I will see you when you return.
Also, I'm gonna go get a flower so that I can make that dog better. What? The gate has a quest for me. That's...
Hail. I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you. Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest tonight.
I'm not even, like, a full Grey Warden, so, like, let's be real here. Even when I become a Grey Warden, I'll have only been a Grey Warden for, like, minutes? I don't think that's, like, instantly stronger and better at tactics and stuff like that. You might... Actually, You make a very good point, Dukansk. I've gone 40 minutes longer than I had intended to go. I'm gonna also save. I will be playing again on Sunday. The Dragon Age. Tomorrow I'm gonna be playing, and I'm gonna pull up my calendar here. One second, guys. Let me do this thing where I press this button or this button. There we go. And I will Alt Tab out and look at my calendar so that I can tell you guys what is up. Okay, so if I look at my calendar and actually look at it bigger than that. So my plan for tomorrow is to stream Demon's Souls from 11 to 4 my time, which is Atlantic, or -4. Or, pretty sure it's -4. Might be +4. Pretty sure it's -4. -4 UTC, so, whatever that works to. Right now it's 11:41 p.m. my time, so I guess you could figure out the math. In about 11 hours from now, I intend on starting to stream some Demon's Souls for about 5 hours, and then on Sunday, I press the next button. On Sunday, I'm planning on streaming more Dragon Age from noon my time until 8 p.m. my time. Does that sound good? Does that sound good, fellas? It has been absolutely great, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you're not already following me and you enjoyed the stream, please go ahead and follow me here or on Twitter or on Facebook. All the links are down in the dibbly bits. You know what to do. I had a blast. You guys are wonderful and make this so much fun. You all know that. So many hearts for all of you. Hi from the future. Everybody's in the future from me. Did I get a new... In case someone follows. I don't think anybody new followed, but if somebody new did follow and I missed it, I apologize, but welcome to our program with you. We are one step closer to solving our syntax error. But yeah, okay, so that's the plan. Tomorrow, streaming Demon's Souls for 5 hours, then a wonderful 8-hour stream of Dragon Age on Sunday, and then hopefully next week I'll be on the schedule again, which means, or actually also on Monday. Monday is a holiday for me, so I'm probably gonna stream then too. Although I'm not sure what. Hi, and a hug from the weirdo on the internet for KT Cat. I will pass that along, Tio. Thank you very much. I will make sure she gets it. And again, thank you, Dukansk, for your donation today. I do really appreciate it. And I will look into getting my notifications fixed or try and figure out why they weren't working before I start streaming again tomorrow. But yeah. Again, thank you so much. I always have a hard time going because I have so much fun. I have so much fun streaming. You guys are awesome. But I do have to actually go and sleep so that I can be ready for tomorrow. And she also has tentacles. Just, you know. About that. Okay, let's see. do this again.